York, big city of dreams.
I'm coming straight out.
New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.
Gunshots in the air, man. After the Knicks made us gave us a heart attack on the first game, they made it easy for us this time, man, because the Knicks wallop the Orlando Magic in stylish fashion today. Double-digit lead, breaking the 100 barrier again. 121-96 with these Knicks. Crazy night, very easy. 7 players in double figures. Gunshots, 7 players in double figures. Julius Randle, 21 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists. Evan Fournier. I'm not logged in. Okay, Evan Fournier, 18 points, 3 assists, 2 steals. Kemba Walker, 11 points. Derrick Rose, 12 points, 7 assists. Quickly, 16 points, 3 assists. Alec Burks, 12 points, 7 assists. Obi Toppin, 2 assists and 2 steals. We had a lot to talk about, man. We started off very quickly, very quickly, man. The first quarter. Ended the first quarter, the 36-16 lead, 11 assists out the gate, shooting 54% from the field. Gunshots, Ryan. Started off the quarter with Kemba Walker shooting 9, having 9 points in the first quarter. Gunshots, Ryan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Evan Fournier was going off. The ball was whipped around. The Magic made it interesting in the third quarter, but it didn't matter because Randall put the stamp on the game, and then the second unit closed it out, and that is all she wrote. The Knicks win in a convincing fashion. All right, breaking all sorts of records, breaking a 3-point record, forcing 18 turnovers, 34 assists after only averaging 21 assists last season. We did it all, man. But it's an exciting game. I'm gonna pass it off to Ryan. Ryan.
Man.
Let me know. What do you think of this game? And go ahead.
First of all, I know you remember because, we're all Knicks fans and we all, watched the Knicks throughout the years. Remember, these games used to be trap games for the Knicks. Mm-hmm. We would go into these games thinking that, the Knicks are playing a team that they're not that good. The Knicks should just walk in there and beat them up and things of that nature. And then they end up stinking up the joint, end up losing these types of games. But this game, the Knicks came out with the energy that they should have came out with against the Boston Celtics. That's how I know Thibs got in their ass, because the way they came out of this game, they came out like Ghostbusters. They just straight up just flame throwing threes and everything, and it was just a great game all around. And I'm just glad to see that the Knicks, just keep on winning, 2-0 in the season. Let's go.
Absolutely. Listen, I know that everybody had their concern, right? Everybody had the concern that, is the Knicks defense going to hold up? Will there be a letdown game like we talked about previously? And when you look at these matchups, you're looking at these matchups, you're going, okay, where can we get this? Where can we get the trouble from? Cole Anthony. He's a guy who can break down the defense and cause trouble for Kemba Walker, who we always said has some shot at defense at times, right? Evan Fournier too. His defense is spotty. It goes up, it goes down depending on the time. What I saw in that first quarter, Ryan, was those concerns weren't really they weren't really the concerns were kind of far-fetched. The Knicks played pretty good team defense. I mean, listen, like Suggs and Cole, they kind of got in the paint, but the Knicks did a good job showing. I saw Randall helping a lot. Mitchell Robinson came in there and deterred some shots as well. And the Knicks were able to rotate defensively constantly all night, and it proved to shut them down. And it kind of helps, Ryan, that these guys aren't really shooters for real.
Yeah.
So I think it kind of helped us it brought the game to our favor.
Yeah, most definitely, because Orlando, they're not really a team that you fear from 3-point range. Like, let's be real about it.
Yeah.
They don't really have any sharpshooters in their lineup. Because Orlando did get some open threes off, but they weren't able to hit them. But at the end of the day, the Knicks rotations were way more tighter than they were in the Celtics game. And the energy they came out with in the first quarter just pretty much shut down the game and led them all the way for the win.
Absolutely. And the thing that I've seen that impressed me the most, especially with this first unit, is the passing. The passing. You said it before before we started recording, Ryan. 3 players had 7 assists or more.
Yeah.
What? I see Randall. First of all, Randall did a masterful job picking this team apart. He finished with 7 assists. I think he had 5 assists in the first half alone. Secondly, keep your eye on Randall and Evan Fournier's 2-man game. All right? Because that 2-man game is deadly. It's crazy to have. Reggie Bullock really did well for us last season, and he was just a spot-up shooter. This guy, Evan Fournier, can spot up, shoot, and return the favor to Randall. He set up Randall for a couple of easy shots, man. Like, that 2-man show is only going to get better, and it seems like this is only the beginning. Like, really, Evan Fournier might be the most underrated signing of our team this year. I know we were all hyped for Kemba Walker, and Kemba Walker had some good moments as well, but Evan Fournier really seems like he's going to be the Robin for the team.
Yeah, definitely. You already tell that what he adds to the game is something way different than Bullock added, because Bullock was just a spot-up shooter, and now Fournier adds that dimension to the game where not only can he spot-up shoot, he can also drive to the basket. He can also play make from time to time. And like you said, that 2-man game with Randall is only going to get better as the season goes on. So, the way it's looking right now, Fournier definitely looks like he's going to be that second option, and then Kemba's going to probably be that third option. By the way it's going so far, and the way Fournier is playing right now, that's going to be a damn good second option for the Knicks.
Absolutely. And even like the way he moves without the ball, and you mentioned it in the preseason, Ryan, that Fournier moves without the ball with such ease, and it opens up passing lanes for the game. It opens up things for Randall, opens up things for the rest of our team. And him moving out the ball was a huge plus for us, especially in that first half. If you're looking at the off-ball action that happened today, it was tremendous. I felt like the cutting and the passing was great. I felt like we were worried about having a lot of ISO ball, the first game. This game there was none of that, and maybe it's because the way Orlando played defense. They didn't really they like when you looked at the Celtics versus Knicks, the Celtics, they switched a lot, and I think Tibbs realized that he switched a lot, and when they switched, the Knicks are trained to attack the weaker defender. This game, it wasn't as much switching, and I think the Knicks took advantage of that and just kind of played the game differently and did a lot more off-ball movement, off-ball cutting and shooting. What do you think about that, Ryan?
Yeah, this game is different from the Celtics game because I think the Celtics definitely played with a bit more urgency on defense. Celtics were better defensively, and that caused the Knicks to be in a lot of one-on-one situations, and they didn't really move the ball around a lot. The difference in the Magic game was the fact that the Magic are not as strong defensively, so now the Knicks could pick their spots, pick the advantages, take advantage, and then from those advantages they kick the ball around to the open shooter, or sometimes they fed the guy in the middle who was open, and that was pretty much it. Like, the Knicks just pretty much picked the Orlando Magic apart. The Orlando didn't really show any strong defensive effort. That's why they had to go to the zone in the third quarter, because the man-to-man wasn't working for them, and the zone was working for a while until the Knicks finally figured out the zone and moved the ball around more and had Magic scrambling, and the Knicks would just get open three the same way.
Yeah, the zone was kind of something, like, I don't even feel like the zone, like, we were bombing from 3 in that first half. The zone slowed us down, but not because we got open shots in the zone. I just think the zone just threw the rhythm off. I think we were kind of in our own head. Because there was times where, okay, that's an open 3. We beat the zone, shoot that, hit that. And I feel like they was kind of thinking rather than reacting. And it caused the Magic to kind of go on that run, and they actually the Magic cut the lead to 16 points with about 5 minutes left before Randall was like, oh, hell, nah, give me the damn ball. and started just going to the hole and bullying these kids like you're supposed to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I agree with you, man. There was really no answer for these Knicks, and it was an easy win. And it's looking like it's going to be a 3-0 start when it comes to Sunday, man, because they were playing like a G League team. I'm not even gonna hold you. They're playing like the G League Orlando Magic, man. I don't know. It was an easy win. It was
Orlando's missing like 3 players. They're missing Markelle Fultz. They're missing Jonathan Isaac, and I think they're missing. I think it's Gary Harris too.
Mm-hmm.
So those are 3 players that could definitely help them out. But like the Knicks did what they were supposed to do. It's a weak Magic team. You go into the house, you thrash them, and you know what's Orlando's stadium called again? What is it? Is it American Airlines Arena?
Yeah, that's the American Airlines Arena.
Yeah. They should call it Knicks Airlines Arena because that's our home now.
Yeah, I think we took over. Evan Fournier even said it before, man. Evan Fournier said it earlier. He's like, well, you know, I used to hate when I used to play for Orlando Magic and the Knicks came to town. And we used to hear Knicks fans. And now he's on the other side, the receiving side of that, man. The Knicks are in town. It is now Knicks land. And it's also Obi land because we heard Obi chants in the building when he was going amok. Shout out to Obi. I call him Obadiah. When Obi plays well, his name is Obadiah. Shout out to Obadiah Toppin, all right? But shout out to everybody who's on the phones. Everybody's rocking with the KMOT show. Easy win for the night, man. If you want to call in, you see that number right there? You see that number right there? Call that number, 319-527-6241. That is 319-527-6241. And, also, shout out to everybody in the chat. And we're going to take our first call. Before I take the first call, shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to my guys, Nuggy Fresh. Shout out to you, Nuggy Fresh is in the building. Shout out to Dipmore. Shout out to Fritz, who's holding down the phones. Shout out to Eric King. Shout out to Frank Mantos. And everybody else is rocking with the KOT show. John Talento, I see you, John Talento. Philip Ross, D Nice. Everybody keeps rocking who's here early. 50 people in the chat. Knicks beat the Orlando Magic. Easy win. Easy peasy. Taking those cookies. Let's go. First caller up. Let's get them in the chat, man. I'm ready for them, Fritz. Patch in that first caller. We talk some Knicks basketball.
Yo. What's up, Jay Ellis?
What's going on, man? Say your name, where you from,
Joey
sir?
From Atlantic City.
That's right, Joey.
Joey from Atlantic City.
That's right, Joey. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? Tonight was a good win. It's weird, like, being on the other side of that, Like, you're not losing by 30 points this time. You're winning by 30 points. So it's just, I don't know. It feels different, but I like it. I like this Knicks.
I like it too, man. This is a very unfamiliar feeling. We kind of struggled one time last year against the Orlando Magic, but ultimately this is an easy win, man. And it seems like we did what we were supposed to do for the first time, even though they cut it to 16. And we expect them to make a run, but we pushed back like you expect us to push back. So we got that win like we were supposed to. We took care of business.
But yeah, man, you put up some good points about Evan Fournier. I really like him, man. I mean, if he can be our Robin to Julius Randle's Batman, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, that'd be cool. But I just like the way that he's able to like collapse the defense. I've always said, the best thing you can do is try to make the defense follow you. And the way that he when he drives, he puts his head down, he puts his body around the defender, and they're just chasing him. You know what I'm saying? As soon as he gets to the basket, they're chasing him. The whole defense is collapsing, and he just dishes it off. And that's how you got to play basketball, man. It's all those hockey passes, just trying to get passes down in the key. And if we can keep doing that, man, we'll have a lot of success. I love it. I love seeing that.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Everyone has been great for us, man. Anything to add to that, Ryan?
No, I pretty much agree. Evan Fournier does look like he's going to be a very good second option for the way he's playing right now.
What else you got to say, Joey?
I mean, that's really it. I really like the way that we're playing, man. It's been a good season so far, so let's keep it up.
I agree.
2 games in, 2-0.
Yes, sir.
I feel you, man. Yo, listen. I know everybody was thinking RJ is going to be the Robin to this joint, but it's looking like Evan Fournier is going to be the Robin this year. And what do you guys think about that in the chat, man? Who's going to be the Robin this year? Evan Fournier seems like he's ready to take that reign, even though RJ Barrett is really good. Evan Fournier is ready right now. So, what do you think? Am I crazy for thinking that Evan Fournier might be the Robin or not?
I don't know. I like him. I think he's good. I really do. He's an Olympic player, You can't get much better than that. He says really great things about the team. Everyone's really gelling. It seems like he's really finding a place. You know, when he was with the Celtics, it seemed like he didn't really have like a defined role. You know.
Right.
I mean, when we played the Celtics and we played Jaylen Brown, he dropped 40 points, and apparently he didn't even play that good tonight. So it's all about consistency in my book. I just love the way that we're balancing the scoring. I know I've said before, you know, it's important to get like everybody in the team involved. Like, this is when we play better. This is how we're going to get wins, when everyone's dropping double-digit numbers. And I don't care if it's 12 points or 20 points. As long as you're helping the team. Quickly needs to put up 10 points a game if he can. Obi needs to put up 10 points a game. Alex Burks needs to put up 10 points a game. We can keep doing this, man. That
Absolutely.
good.
Absolutely.
We're deep. We're here. Go New York.
Go New York,
guys.
man.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, man. Shout out to Joey, man. Thank you for the call, Joey. Next
Thank you, man.
Yeah, next caller up,
Muted.
man. Next caller up.
Unmuted.
What's going on? Are the phones down or the phones down?
How's it going, fellas?
What's going on? State your
Hey,
name.
man,
Where you
what's
from,
up?
sir?
What's going on, guys? JT over from, well, always repping Brooklyn, but live in Virginia.
What's going on, JT?
All right.
All right, yeah, good game. We did what we were supposed to do, and it's good that we didn't have any worry. Like, you know, we took some time off in the third quarter. You know, those guys were tired from the double overtime when we played against the Celtics.
Mhm.
So, you know, they let them catch up, but then they was like, all right, cool, that's cute. Let's get back in this and let's put our foot on their neck and take home the W. I'm glad to see Quickly playing. You know, I know I always harp on Quick, but it's good to see him playing his actual role as like the two guard and, you know, combo guard. And it was good to see the youngins come in and play. Knox, I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think about Knox, man. It's like, I just feel like he just needs minutes, and he's not getting them with us. So, like, I don't know if we're gonna do the same thing with what we did with Frank and just let him walk out the door. If we're gonna try to trade something for him, I don't know, but that's one of my points. Next point I have is this. I just got to take a moment to just really. I know we talk a lot about Randall, but just really give this man his props.
Yes.
For everything that, you know, like how good he's become, because we all remember the KP trade, and we all remember feeling like, oh my God, the world is over, we're doomed. What are we gonna do at the fort? And we won. Like, ain't no other way of putting it. Like, I will take Randall any day of the week over KP.
Absolutely.
And I just feel like, because the reason why I say that too is because, like, even looking at Randall's game, like, he has gotten even better from last year. The way he's finishing at the rim consistently, the way his shot is going down consistently. He doesn't look, because I don't know about you guys, but I feel like last year when he would put some stuff up, it looked so forced that you kind of like, you cringe, like, is it going to go? But now it's like he's got that confidence and things just going and just flowing. He dominates the floor, and he actually makes an impact on the game. So it's just like, I just can't help but to keep giving that man his props. Like, he's killing it.
Yo, I absolutely agree with you, man. Listen, Dallas got mollywop yesterday, all right?
Yes, they did. Mac. Destroyed.
Dallas got mollywop, all right? Save Luka Doncic, man, because that man is in trouble. Y'all gave all that money to Kristaps Porzingis to be a number 2 man, and he's not even number 3 man. I'm not even sure. I'm not sure what that man's doing over here. But Julius Randle is the real deal. Julius Randle's
as far as Fournier, I like the combo with Randle and Fournier. They're the more productive combo of he and Elfrid Payton, because Fournier can score and play make and make an impact, a positive impact on the floor. And the thing is, everybody's talking about RJ. I think RJ is being the silent killer. RJ seems like he will always have a quiet, whether it's 15, 20, 22, and we don't notice that he makes all the difference.
Yeah.
Like, he stepped his game up so much defensively that we don't realize sometimes that, oh man, this guy just comes out and explodes, and he puts up points on the board. So I think that's, like, you know how it's gonna be. He's not gonna have the same shine because he's not putting up the points the way Evan Fournier is, but he's doing so much other stuff. And then we look at the box score, you don't even realize how much points he actually put up. So I think the future is bright. I'm always gonna say that, and especially like once everyone gets even better, because you just see the player development from the preseason to game 2 from last season. It's just go Knicks. We here. Hit that thumbs up.
Absolutely.
Hit the like button.
Absolutely.
Keep doing what y'all doing. I'm calling in again on Sunday.
Let's go. Let's get it.
Get caught up in a trap game on Sunday. And salute, and I appreciate y'all.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Thank you.
Salute to you, JT. Always a good call from you. JT always brings some good calls, man. He gave me a lot of topics to dissect.
Yes,
Lot
he did.
of topics to dissect. And that's what I like about good calls. They give you something else to dissect. And let's talk about RJ Barrett for a second, man. Because I actually wanted to talk about it last game, but there were so many other subplots that I didn't even get to the topic. And by the time the show was over, I was like, yo, I never got to this. Shot distribution. Right?
Yes, sir.
Shot distribution. Earlier, Ryan, when Julito McCullum was here from The Wire, I talked about the usage rates of Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier, and I wasn't sure where RJ Barrett is going to fit in, because the preseason, when everybody was trying to figure it out, it seemed like RJ Barrett was getting a bulk of the shots. 2 games in, Evan Fournier has become more aggressive in these first 2 games, and it seems like Fournier is more of the, he's taking more of the scoring load, and RJ is kind of taking what's left in his spots. So when you're looking at RJ's numbers, you can't really, just go by. You have to look at it with a grain of salt. He's going to get less attempts. This game, let's look at the stat sheet real quick with you guys. All righty. If I could find it real quick. All right,
yeah,
cool.
RJ had 8 attempts.
Yes, there you go. Thanks, Ryan. This game, RJ only had 8 attempts. Evan Fournier, on the other hand, had 12. And listen, like, I feel like the third quarter might be RJ's time to shine, maybe, if anything. And I think Fournier is going to get a lot more touches to begin with. So I feel like what we're going to see moving forward is what I thought we was going to see. Even though he didn't shoot well today, he's going to play great defense. His percentages overall, I think, will be better overall during the season. But the touches might be up and down, and he might have to ride a hot wave to get his points.
Yeah, most definitely. I agree wholeheartedly. Because coming into the season, this is exactly what I thought. Because when you add Kemba and when you add Fournier, you're adding 2 guys that do take a good amount of shots within the offense. And RJ is going to have to be that player where he's going to have to pick his spots. It's going to, the majority of his shots is going to be from, the team swinging the ball around and then he's open in the corner. Or it's going to be, like you said, when he's hot and, his teammates go and find him on the court to score the ball and things of that nature. So RJ is going to more get his points within the floor of the offense as opposed to him actually creating offense. And that's what we're seeing so far.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what you see. So kudos. RJ he didn't have like a crazy points games, but plus 12. Not everybody, everybody contributes. Plus 12. The highlight of the game to me was the right-handed spin, Ryan. They said your boy couldn't go right. My man spin moves to his right hand, easy peasy. Like he's been practicing all summer. I know he has because RJ hears the whispers and he works on his weaknesses. And he had a good all around. He didn't have a great all around game, but he contributed to winning. And I'm sure next game he'll be some RJ-esque type of play. Also, I have a bone to pick.
Okay, bone pick with who?
I got a bone to pick. I'm gonna wait, and I can't wait till Raw gets here on Sunday. I can't wait till Raw gets here on Sunday, man. I got a bone.
I'm trying to figure out who you got a bone to pick though. Like who is it?
A little bit with Raw, and this is all fun and games. I really don't have it like.
Oh, all right.
This is like fake bone picking.
All right, cool.
You're right,
cool.
It's not real because Raw's my guy. All right, Mo Bamba. Mo Bamba. Last season, when we was talking about moves to make, I distinctively remember saying, you know what, we don't want to lose Knox for nothing. We have a plethora of second-round picks. Why don't we move Knox in a second for Mo Bamba? I know he's not showing anything right now, but he's still young. He's still a center who can probably block shots and hit threes. And I think he would fit in nice, man. And here's the thing. When the Orlando Magic made their run in that third quarter, a lot of that run happened because I feel like Mo Bamba was involved in the action.
Yeah.
Hitting threes, keeping the lane open for Jalen Suggs and those guys to go to get layups, and blocking shots. That's my bone to pick. So I want that's my small bone to pick.
I mean, if you look at the Magic stats, for example, he only had -8, which is pretty much one of the better plus minuses on the Orlando team because everybody had a minus, but he was on the lower side of the minus. So, even though, like I said, they got smacked, he was one of the players where he actually made a little impact during the time when the Magic would get smacked.
Exactly. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not going to spend the whole show talking about him. That's just my little bone to pick. I'll bring right back up when Raw comes over here later. But we have all the people to talk about, man, who contributes to this game. Obi Toppin gives you 13 points, 2 steals, and 2 assists. Our wish is coming true. Obi Toppin, for the second night in a row, plays 23 minutes. He gets over the 20-minute mark. He got chewed up by the coach for missing free throws, but once again he ran the floor, and he played some threes. He was super active, and he kept that pace up for the Knicks, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Anything to add to that?
I just feel like with Obi, he definitely played well tonight. I feel like in the first half the Knicks were kind of missing him on opportunities. There were opportunities where you could have got Obi involved, and I feel like they were missing him. But in the second half, it seemed like they were finding him more, and he got more opportunities to score. And he showed up, and I've been impressed with Obi on both ends, on offense and defense. He had a few, easy buckets as well. The Knicks converting their turnovers into offense. So Obi's playing good right now, and Obi's productive. My thing is, I think it might be a case of Obi getting the minutes right now because Gibson's out and Noel's out. It's going to be interesting to see if Thibs is going to go, because you know how Thibs can be stubborn sometimes. It'll be interesting to see if Thibs is going to stick with Obi getting those minutes, or he's going to revert back to Noel and Gibson getting those minutes, and then Obi playing like 10 minutes a game. But I'm hoping that Thibs opens up his mind and be like, okay, let Obi play those 23 minutes a game, and then you're going to have to find time for Noel and Gibson elsewhere.
Yeah, because I'm looking at Jericho Sims, who gave you 9 minutes and 45 seconds, and I'm saying, you know what? That could be Noel minutes.
Yeah.
We can give Noel 10 minutes to swat some shots and get a sweat up, and then maybe package him and another player for something else down the line if Obi's going to continue to go in this direction. Like, that might be the way I'm thinking in the future, and that's the luxury of signing a guy that earns Noel, who he's not in a huge contract, who can still be productive on that end. Like, he can still be productive, and he could probably net us another player, because this team is stacked, man. This team is stacked and ready for brewing. Like, even Knox, you see Grimes comes in here and hits a 3 right off the gate.
Yeah.
Over Knox. Knox is not, like, he's coming in before Knox in instances right now. So, like, this team is stacked and primed for a move to free up some minutes for some of these young guys to get some run, man. For sure.
Man. I don't think just to throw the right quick. I've noticed the Thibs rotation at the beginning of the season so far. What I'm seeing with Thibs, it seems like early in the game, he wants to keep the Knicks big. So what he'll do is he'll take out Mitch and put Jericho Sims in the first half. It seems like in the second half, that's when he goes to more small ball lineup, and that's when he puts in Obi and Randall in at the same time to close out games, it seems like, for what I'm seeing so far from Thibs.
Yeah, I agree with you. I've noticed that as well. I feel like that might be his rotation. He goes small ball in the third quarter when he wants to run and blow out the game, and he goes big with Jericho Sims. And I feel like those lineups as well, they had Brook Lopez backing him up, and maybe he was afraid that Brook Lopez would bully Obi Toppin or bully Randall. So maybe that was the thinking there as well. But I think Randall could kind of handle him anyway.
Yeah, but the thing is that Thibs went to Randall and Obi, even with Brook Lopez and those guys in the second half, though. So
that's true.
It's making me think that that's probably just like set rotation at the moment.
That's true. That is true. You know what else I did notice too? Kemba Walker. The way I feel like we're adding a new wrinkle to the offense with Kemba Walker too. If you notice, Kemba Walker, he's kind of a guy who loves these pull-up three-pointers from the top of the key. And watch out for the next few games. They're starting to run kind of picks, double screens on either side at the top of the key, and have Kemba Walker walk up into threes. And he hit a couple of threes like that early in the game to kind of get him loose. And it's crazy. It's crazy having a point guard who can shoot threes easily. It kind of opens up everything for us.
We're not used to that, man, due to the guy that was here before Kemba Walker.
Yeah.
We're not used to that.
Nah, we're not used to that at all. At all. Man, I feel like Orlando kind of scouted it once. I mean, after that, it didn't really work that well after that first quarter. But look out for that and how the Knicks develop that Kemba Walker action to get him involved and also work on how to counteract how they're guarding him. Because I felt like after he did that, there was kind of somebody said they scouted RJ, they scouted Evan Fournier. They was scouting those passes in the corners and cutting them off. But I think we might see some more wrinkles to the offense further down the line with involving more Kemba Walker to get him more involved, because he's been kind of like in the corner a lot. He's either been pick and roll or kind of been in the corner and having Julius Randle run a lot of the offense, or even Evan Fournier sometimes. But I want to see what happens when Kemba Walker is involved in some of the other playmaking a little bit later. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think because Kemba's impact was definitely felt in the first quarter, and I feel like, okay, if you're going to have Julius Randle and Evan Fournier really be the two guys that really run the offense, especially late in games, I feel like if Kemba can get out to those hot starts early in games, that would be beneficial for the Knicks as well, because the Knicks can jump out on teams, and then you just have your two guys finish up the games later on.
Absolutely, absolutely. But salute to the chat, man. We are celebrating a Knicks win, a blowout in fascinating fashion. 121-96, Orlando Magic. I mean, the Knicks beat the Orlando Magic. We had 7 players in double figures, 34 assists on the night, forced 18 turnovers, fast break points 24-13, Randle with 21 points, 10 rebounds, almost triple-double, Fournier with 18 points, 3 assists and 2 steals, Kemba Walker with 11 points, Derrick Rose we didn't even talk about Derrick Rose impact of the game. What was he running, a plus 34 in the night?
Plus 34.
Jesus! Sorry, I didn't mean to say it. Quickly, who I was worried about. Quickly was playing crazy. He was kind of playing like a baseball. He finished it with 16 points, 3 assists. We could talk about him later. And Alec Burks with a sneaky 12 points, sneaky 7 assists. Underrated Alec Burks has been giving us some really good minutes on both ends of the court in limited minutes. Shout out to Alec Burks and that Knicks bench. Fritz, I know you got a caller on the line. Bring him out. Time to bring that caller into the show. What's going on? Plug him in. And caller,
hey, what's up?
What's going on, caller? State your name. Where you from, sir?
Yeah, actually from Brooklyn, East New York.
That's what's up.
Brooklyn in the building.
Yeah, for sure, man. Listen, man, I'm really happy about how the team is playing. Man, last game was crazy, but this game, this blowout, I was just like, okay, are we gonna fold this time? Are we gonna fold this time? But I was happy that we really did well and hold on, man. But I gotta say something though. Obi Toppin and Julius Randle. A lot of time when Julius Randle is operating, I feel like Obi is always in his space. Am I seeing that wrong? It seems like as soon as Julius Randle is ready to attack in the mid range, it's like Obi's always in his space, and I feel like they need to work on the spacing a little bit more. Even with Kemba, I feel like the plays that are set for Kemba and the rest of the team is not really cohesive. Mm-hmm. I feel like they need to really do something about that. But I'm not sure, but I really like the way that they've been playing. But there's something I'm seeing every time down. It's like it really needs to figure out the spacing between these two guys, because that's such a dynamic duo. Obi on one side and Julius Randle on the other side. That's crazy, man. I really love that.
Yeah, man. You want to go ahead, Ryan? Go ahead, Ryan.
No, you can say it. You can go ahead.
Now, I kind of agree with you, man. Like, the way that Obi's been scoring so far has been, in transition for the most part. The half court play between Randle and Obi is kind of a work in progress. And Obi's an active guy. I think he's trying to find a way to get active in the game, even when he's off ball. So he tries to get loose balls and cut off of penetrators a lot of time, and sometimes it gets in his way. But I think that's gonna come with time, man. That's gonna come with time, and I feel like that's also gonna come with confidence in that corner three. You saw him hitting that corner three more with the second unit this game. But I think the more time those two play together, and the more time confidence he gets getting in that corner three, the more he'll be able to time things and kind of stay out of Julius Randle's way.
Yeah, and I just want to add something right quick to that too. With Obi, like Obi's more effective when he's running. Obi in half court sets is still kind of iffy. Like I don't think he's really figured out the half court offense as of yet, and what his role is in the half court offense. So he might run into Julius Randle's space at times, but I feel like once he gets used to the offense more, especially in half court sets, I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, man, but that guy, his motor is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, just the up and down. I'm just like, I'm tired looking at it. Just like,
Oh my, yo! If you watch him by himself too, it's annoying. It is because
Yeah.
as soon as the rebound is in the air, you start to see him kind of leak towards a fast break before even a Knicks player gets a rebound. And then as soon as someone catches it, he's just like, "Oh, I'm out." He's like, "Woo, woo, woo, woo." He's gone. He is gone.
man, I was like, bro, like, are you huffing and puffing? But Randall is huffing and puffing, but this guy is like boundless energy. It's so amazing to see, like, everybody can shoot the three, everybody can space the floor, but everybody could get inside. And Alex Burke, I thought he played really good floor general type of offense. I feel like he really found the seams and how to pass and the outlets. I thought he did a good job for the minutes that he played. So I'm really happy with the team, and shout out to you guys, man. That's all I gotta say.
Man, excellent call, man. Excellent call.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
I agree with all points, man. We was talking about before behind the scenes, Ryan. Alec Burks is a sneaky good game. You look up, you're like, where did the 7 assists come from? We saw him bombs away from 3, but it's like, man, this team is just so well balanced, man. The depth of our team is really the strength. What's our bench points today? What if our bench? 58?
Yeah.
58 bench points from the Knicks. Our bench is going to be able to hang with or destroy most benches in the NBA. So kudos to Alec Burks, man, who's playing a really good role. He hasn't gotten the ball as much as he has last season, but he doesn't seem like he's affected by it at all. He's just playing his role. That's it.
Exactly.
Playing his role. And I have to talk about IQ as well. Because second quarter, right? Derrick Rose was phenomenal. Like, I don't know what time machine this guy is in. He was in hot tub time machine or something. But this guy is still a blur. This guy also was picking his teams apart with 7 assists, the go-ahead passes, and also Derrick Rose is a legit 3-point threat. Legit. Like,
yeah, man. He developed that 3-point shot now. Like, it's to a point now where when Derrick Rose is shooting a 3, I'm like, yeah, that's going in.
Yeah, you expect it to go in. Like, that's crazy. Whether Kemba is taking it or Rose is taking it, you're like, oh, that's going. That's going. And not even like, and typically you thinking, all right, you're in the league a long time, 14, 15, 16th year in the league. I'm going to develop, a catch and shoot 3. My man is shooting 3s off the dribble too. It's not just catch and shoot. It's like one dribble pull up 3 in your eye.
Yeah.
I'm just like, where did this game come from? Like, when did that develop, man? So I got to shout out to Derrick Rose on the development. Plus 34 on the night. Also, Obi Toppin with the 2 corner 3s at the end of the game, loosening up the game as well.
Yes.
But I want to talk about IQ. I want to talk
about him too.
I want to talk about IQ. Let's see if we are on the same page, Ryan. Because I was nervous.
I was nervous too early in the game. I definitely was nervous because when he was in the game early, because we saw his performance against the Celtics, it was a pretty bad performance. When he came into this game against the Magic, one of the first things he did, and I was just like holding my head, I was like, oh boy, IQ, like, please don't do this to me, man. Please don't do this to me. He got the offensive rebound, and he just immediately ran back to the 3. Didn't really set his shot. Didn't really take a set shot or anything. He just decided to dribble behind the 3 and just throw it up.
Right.
And I'm like, IQ, what are you doing, my guy? Like, I was like, IQ, stop this. But then, as the game went on, my guy got into the flow of the offense and took better shots.
Yeah.
And the result of the better shots was that it was beginning to go in, and it seemed like he had a contact problem. Maybe that's why he was missing, so far in the season. Once he picked his contacts, he was good to go.
Yeah, that's what Klaus said. Is that why he wasn't passing too? Because his contacts? I can't see you, Obi. My contacts off my right eye. Like, I don't know. But, yo, here's my thing with IQ. Like you said, I give it IQ his props. Because, like you said, I felt like we talked about this in the summer league. I know the strength of IQ is he can hit that long ball three, but his decision making has to be a lot better. It's not if you take the long ball three, it's the game situations and when you take the long ball three. When you first come into the game, yes, be aggressive, but like down 8. You're not set yet. You get other people involved. You're still a guard. Pass the ball around a couple of times. Don't just jack up the shot and have blinders on. I feel like he went way too aggressive. And in that second half, he kind of let the game come to him a little bit. There was a few threes that Alec Burks hit, that Obi Toppin hit, that I thought for sure he was taking because of the way he's been playing. But he head faked pass, and sometimes he got an assist. Sometimes he got a hockey assist, and I felt like him realizing that he should be unselfish helped blow that game open.
Most definitely.
Yeah, and him hitting shots, Alec Burks too, and Rose. I feel like on Obi, everybody, all those guys helped kind of finish that game off. And that's the quick lead we need to see because the way Grimes is coming out here.
Grimes look like he's taking somebody's spot.
Grind, man. Remember when we had Trey Burke here, and we called him Mr. Steal Your Minutes.
Yeah, Mr. Steal Your Minutes. Oh man.
Grimes is looking like I'm just waiting for one of y'all to mess up. Yeah. I am just waiting because every time this man comes in the game, the defense is on point. He pulls up and hits a 3 in your eye, and it's in the flow of the offense. It's nothing crazy. Yeah. So, and maybe it's the pressure. I don't know. Maybe we're looking too much into it because we're Knicks fans and we over dissect everything. Because that's what we do. We watching the Knicks. I know we admire other teams, but we really dissect the Knicks. But but it looks like Grimes is ready. It just looks like he's ready.
He is. If the Knicks weren't so stacked, he'd definitely be in the 10-man rotation. There's no way he would be outside it.
Yeah, man, we're not even talking about McBride. McBride is real stuck in the bench, and he had a better summer league showing than Grimes did. Yeah. So we're not even talking about that. So, whew. Man, we're in a good spot. We're in a good spot, man. We're in a good spot. We're in a good spot to win. To first of all, break the 3-point record. Because the record for NBA threes is 29 by the Bucks. Yeah. Yeah. We hit 24 today. It's only our second game of the season. Don't look now. This old man Tom Thibodeau offense all of a sudden is on some modern hybrid 3 jacking running type of squad, man. Who would have thought Tom Thibodeau would have a team? We're going to be among the league leaders in threes taken.
Yeah. Definitely.
Like that's going to happen. We went from the bottom of the league to the amount of threes taken, and we're going to be among the league leaders once things are said. And not only that, Ryan, if things go the way they keep going, I'm curious to see how we play against other high octane defensive teams. Yeah. 131 points yesterday in double overtime, but we scored 106.
Well, 138.
Oh, I'm sorry, 138. We scored 116 in regulation, if I'm not mistaken. 121 in regulation as well. And preseason, I think we were top 4 in offensive scoring. So don't look now. The Knicks might be a top offensive team in the NBA this year. So that's something to keep an eye on.
And the thing is, if a Thibs team is one of the top offensive teams in the NBA, that team is going to win 50-plus games because Thibs coaches the defense so well. If any team he coaches, if they're bombing like that and scoring points like that every night, that team is going to win 50-plus games in a season.
Yeah, and yo, I remember back in the day, Ryan, I kind of talked about this with Tibbs, with the Timberwolves, how underrated his offensive ratings were. I feel like the Timberwolves were like a top 10 offensive team at one point too as well. So, you know, Tibbs is slowly but surely changing some of his philosophies on offense. You know, he's a little bit stubborn, but he's getting there. We just got to push the man. You know, he's gotta,
exactly.
He's gotta
and
push.
I think the difference between Minnesota and New York was that when he was coaching Minnesota, the guys there didn't want to defend. Like, they were not willing defenders, but Thibs got guys here that actually want to defend. And even if they're not great defenders, they at least try on defense. And that's all Thibs needs. Guys that are going to, you know, put out effort on defense. And the fact that, like I said, if the Knicks continue this offensive output with the defense they're going to be playing, the Knicks are going to win 50-plus games this season. The Knicks are going to surprise a lot of people this season with their record at the end of the season.
Nah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Man. We just got to fix certain defensive things. I like the way we play team defense. And listen, when we play today, we played some guards who couldn't really shoot that well. They're not really known for their shooting. So when we start to play guards who can actually shoot off the dribble, and you can break this down on defensive end, I'm really curious to see how the Knicks react once we get guards like that and when we have Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker and the starting lineup together. And I really want to see if Grimes and McBride gets off the bench, or if Tom is willing to change his lineup once we see teams like that. Because as of now, we don't really have teams who can do that. Like, we play Magic Sunday, 76ers, Bulls. Okay, all right. So we playing teams who kind of like jump shooting teams, but not really guard penetrating and jump shooting guards at the same time. So I can't wait to see how that happens. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. You know what? That's our show. We had a lot to talk about. All I have to say after that is, man, congratulations to all the Knicks who've made that 75th anniversary team, man. All these Knicks legends, man. From
Patrick Ewing, Walt Clyde Frazier,
Reed,
David
DeBusschere, Willard Reed, Carmelo Anthony, all these Knicks, every Knick who's made that list. Congratulations to those Knicks, man. I think we had 8 Knicks who actually made the list, which is amazing. That's amazing.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. And bruh pick for the day too. If you don't know what a bruh pick is, it is something stupid that happened or the worst plays of the game. Bruh pick for the game for me is Dwight Howard not making the top 75 list.
Yeah, that's kind of wild right there.
That's wild, yo. That is wild. But, you know, politics is everything sometimes, and it just seems like people just don't like him as a person. So they just left him off the list, which is wild.
Yeah, man, like that. His first play, that was the most dominant big man in the league. It's crazy how he's not on the list, but like I said, his politics.
Yeah, hello, Ryan. You kind of cut out for a second.
Oh, I did?
Yeah. Okay, say it again.
No, I was saying that for the first 8-9 years of that man's career, he was pretty much the most dominant big man in the league. But like you said, it's politics. Like, sometimes people deserve to be on lists and they leave you off because whatever, they don't like you or whatever the case may be.
Absolutely. But hey man, I'm glad the Knicks made the list, but Dwight Howard definitely should have been on the list. Bruh pick for that, man. I'm sorry. That's just crazy to me. All right, man. That is our show. Thank you guys for calling in. Shout out to Knicks Yak. Shout out to D-Night. Shout out to Davey. Shout out to Black Neto. Shout out to 007 Angelo. And everybody else is rocking with the KOT show. Shout out to Rich Jim. I saw my guy Rick Nuggy Fresh is in the building earlier. If you like the show, please like, subscribe, and share the content to the channel. And yeah, you can catch us on all social medias. All right, so make sure you catch us on the social medias. Catch us on the Nick of Time, the KOT show on Twitter. You can catch us on the Nick of Time show on Instagram and Facebook, and also catch the blog at the Nick of Time show.com to get your Nick of Time KOT snapbacks. All right. I mean, also everybody who sends super chats and all those things, thank you. It helps grow the channel. It helps keep these phone calls going off, and it helps just keep the momentum going for Nick of Time show. All right, Ryan. Let them know where they find you, sir. Where?
You can find me on Instagram at Sir G is Chillin'.
Sir G is chilling.
That's SIR. G is CHILLIN. And you can find me on Twitter at RyanGKOT.
All right. That is what's up. That is our show, guys. We will be back with Raw and Ryan G on Sunday. Talk Knicks Magic revenge game. Home and home, man. These schedule makers, man. They hit us with the Celtics game first. Then they hit us.
They won.
Yeah, man. Then they hit us with the Orlando game. They're really going after the storylines for the beginning of the season to get these things popping off, man. But let's see. I can already see it, man. Knicks versus Magic, 3-0. We winning both games, and we're gonna start the season correctly. And everybody who thought we was only going to win 41 games this season.
Bruh. Yeah, for all the fools that said the Knicks are gonna go under 41 wins, y'all gonna eat those words.
Y'all gonna eat those.
Y'all gonna eat those words.
Oh yeah, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Eat that. Vegas too.
Bruh.
Exactly. All right, that is our show. We out here.
Peace.